Hi Leo, welcome to September. This is Teresa from tarotbytea.com. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some sacred space, call in some good energy, create some sacred space around this reading. Okay, so I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for leaving comments. I read all of them and I appreciate you taking the time out to give me some feedback on the readings. And for those who've ordered readings, thank you, thank you. I really value your business and I'm glad to be able to help. And for anyone new watching, welcome. Hope you enjoy these readings. So let's see what's coming up for Leo. We've got a new moon in Virgo on September 9th, and we have a full moon in Aries, which is favorable to your sign, on the 24th. So what does Leo need to know about love and relationship for the month of September? What does Leo need to know about love and relationship for the month of September? May only the highest forces be present to ensure that the truth be told. Nine of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Hangman, the Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers. I think September is going to be a good month for everyone. King of Cups, Six of Wands, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, and the King of Swords. Interesting. So, in the month of September, you've got the Nine of Cups. If you're looking for love, it's on. This is a wish fulfillment card. The only problem is you're afraid to take action. You've got the Eight of Swords here. So you feel like you're stuck. You're trapped in a situation. You want to get out of it. You want to move into something else. Because you have the Hangman here. The Hangman is about, giving something up for something better. So you're trying to decide. You have the Lover's card here. You're wanting to give something up for something better, but a part of you feels trapped. Like, I can't move out of where I'm at. I'm just stuck here. You feel stuck. And part of it could be fear of giving up your security. But there's definitely opportunity on the horizon. You have this King of Cups. You may have been involved with someone. So the Knight of Pentacles is someone who cares about security. Someone who's very reliable and dependable. This could be someone that was in your past. So you might have been dealing with an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the Hangman here in your past, this is a card of you have to have patience. So this is a card also of working slowly toward a goal. The Knight of Pentacles knows that what they want, and they're willing to do the work every day, show up every day, and they don't care how long it takes, they're going to reach their goal. So you might have been feeling a little bit impatient, maybe, like you're not reaching your goal fast enough, and now you're starting to think, well, maybe I need to do something else. Maybe I need someone else. So if you were involved with an earth sign, you might have let that person go because this person is no longer influencing you. Or you're thinking about walking away from something and walking towards something else, because you have the Lover's card here, which is a strong attraction. The major arcana. There's a strong love connection on the horizon. And it could be with a water sign, because you have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups can represent someone who's very spiritual, very deep feeling. Like they have a lot of feelings, but they don't always show them, but they run very deep. They hide their emotions, so it's hard to know what they're thinking. It's hard to know what they're feeling, but they care. They're like healers. It could be someone that works in the healing profession, as either a counselor or a doctor or some type of, even like a massage therapist or some spiritual healer, or someone who's an artist, because the Cups are sometimes very creative. They're very sensitive. They're very compassionate. You usually find the water signs working to help others. They work in a career that helps others in some capacity, whether it's healing or counseling or something like that. So you could be dealing with someone like that, or it's coming up in the future. And you're trying to make a choice. Like, what do I do? Do I stay with what I have? Do I move toward this person? Because I feel like for some reason you're feeling afraid to take a chance or afraid to move. You have the Six of Wands here. So if you're worried about how well you'll be accepted, the Six of Wands is like the victory card. So if you're wanting to approach someone, I think you'll get a good response. But I feel that, I don't know, with this energy, it may not be for everyone, but you have this Ace of Swords, so that's a time card. That relates to September, October, November. So this is definitely, you have this opportunity for a new beginning in September, where but you have to take action. And you are going to get fired up, and you're going to want to take action. If it's not you, then the person you're involved with is going to be pressuring you to take action. So you're going to have to break out of your prison. And usually the prison of the Eight of Swords is really fear. You're afraid to take a chance. You're afraid to get involved. Maybe you went through something in the past that didn't end right, and now you're afraid you're going to go through the same thing again. So you're doing a lot of checking. The Page of Swords here it means a lot of different things. Sometimes it can mean spying, like someone is checking you out, someone's watching you, someone's admiring you from afar. Sometimes it can mean that there's a spy in your environment, someone's gossiping, watching what you're doing and talking about it. Maybe that's what you're afraid of. If I get involved with this person, are people going to talk about me? Am I going to be the brunt of gossip? If you're still involved in a relationship, it might be tricky. You may want to get out of it first before you get involved in a new. If you're not in a relationship, this could mean that you really need to look carefully at the people that you're attracting and making sure that whatever you're seeing is real. Because we do have, with this new moon, it's opposed by Neptune. So Neptune can bring a soulmate, a wonderful, beautiful, romantic experience, but it could also bring illusion and deception. So you have to really be realistic. Don't get carried away. Think about it. Give the relationship time and give the person, enjoy the romance, enjoy the new beginning, but don't, make any decisions too quickly. Just give it time to prove itself. And if it lasts, then okay. And I think you're in a good place with Nine of Cups. And you also have the King of Swords. So this could also mean that you have to have a difficult conversation with someone. And you have to choose your words carefully, because this is a communication card. And with the swords, sometimes the communication can come across as harsh or unfeeling. So if you're in between relationships, if you're moving from one to the other, and you have to, break the news to the person you're leaving, be gentle. Consider their feelings, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you may have to have a conversation with someone. And it even could be in a relationship where you question, okay, where are we going? Where is this relationship going? We've been dating each other. It could be like that too. What are your feelings? What are your intentions? That kind of thing. Maybe you're afraid to speak up. You're afraid to find out. You're afraid to ask the questions that you need. Because I think also you're looking for security too. But maybe you're feeling a little insecure about the relationship. Like, because this person is so secretive with their feelings, you may not know how they feel, and you may be doubting. Like, maybe they don't, maybe they don't care. Maybe. And so you can't think about maybe. The only way you're going to know is by talking. You have this King of Swords as the outcome. So there could be someone in your life also that you may feel is being a little too harsh with you, or a little too judgmental. Maybe they're giving you a hard time, and you're wondering, like, why are they giving me a hard time? Why are they always, they feel like it's like an authority figure that's watching you. So it could be something on the job too, where you're being scrutinized and you're being, maybe you feel like they're being too harsh, and they're not being fair with you. So, but with the King of Swords, you could also be trying to choose between two people, a water sign and an air sign. So it could be Aries, it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And when you choose one over the other, you're going to have to talk to the person that was left behind. But the King of Swords also tells you to choose wisely, because the king doesn't make decisions based on emotion. The king decides after weighing the options and makes the intelligent decision. They use their mind and their logic to make decisions. They don't use their heart. Now the King of Cups is totally the opposite. So you could be dealing with two different people. One person is all mind and all logic, and you feel like they have no compassion. The other person is all emotion and all compassion, and they don't think when they act. They just go by their feeling. So, and that could be this conflict is, what do I do? Do I follow my logic? Do I let my head rule my heart? Or do I go with my feeling? I feel like you need to check things out, a little bit of both. Like you can't be with someone that you don't have feelings for. I mean, you have to let your heart rule at some point. But at the same time, you have to look at where you're going and say, okay, I know I care about this person, but is this person going to be right for me in the long term? But I think you have good cards for a new beginning, because you have the Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups. You just have to overcome your fears. I feel like you're letting the fears of the past interfere with the potential of the future. So maybe it's a question of having a conversation with someone so that your fears can be relieved. Like if you have been through a difficult relationship and then you meet somebody new, you're always worrying in the back of your mind, like, oh, am I going to go through the same thing again? Is this person going to betray me? Or is this person going to lie to me? Is this person going to, do whatever the other person did? And so you're afraid to get involved. So with the Page of Swords, if you just sit down and talk to the person and say, hey, these are my fears. This is how I'm feeling. Tell me what's going on. Maybe they can help you to feel like, no, don't worry, I'm never going to do that to you. This is okay. So you have to have that conversation. Even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, it will help to clear the air. So then you can act. Because now, we have Mars and Mercury going direct. Saturn's going to go direct on September 6th. Pluto's coming online at the end of the month. So the energies are starting to move. September is a month to take action. So let's see what the astrology has to say for you, Leo. So you have this new moon in your second house. So that has to do with not only money, it has to do with self-worth and self-esteem. So you could have a new beginning where you feel more confident about yourself, where you start to question, what is my value, and are people giving me what I deserve? You have Neptune in the 8th house, so you want to be careful if you're borrowing money from someone, or if someone's promising you that they're going to support you in some way financially. You want to check all the details. If you're signing any contracts or whatever, like a business loan or a financial loan or something like that. Because Neptune can bring confusion. Just make sure that if you're dealing with contracts that you have them looked over carefully. You have Jupiter in the 4th house. So this could sometimes mean you could be thinking about buying a house. So all the more reason to check all the details before you sign on the dotted line. Pluto is now in your 6th house. So that could have transformation. Pluto transforms wherever it touches, and but the 6th house rules health, but it also rules employment, like your day-to-day life on the job. So there could be some power struggles going on at work. You might be dealing with people who are on an ego trip, or people who are very controlling, and you might be thinking, well, maybe I need to, move on from this. And it could be affecting your health if you feel like you're under this oppression. Like you're not free to do what you need to do. You feel like you're dealing with this very powerful person, someone who's throwing their weight around. and it's making you uncomfortable. So, and you also have Mars there, so you may feel like you're working really hard. You could become a workaholic, but it's also, Mars is like action, so it's time to take action. It's okay to work hard, but you have to have a goal. So if you feel like you're working hard and you're not getting compensated properly, maybe it's time to move on to something else. Or if you're in a relationship and you're not being valued, or you're not feeling valued, you know, you need to go with the person that makes you, that values who you are. You have Uranus in the 10th house, so that's definitely career changes, and also a sudden change in status. So the 10th house can rule career, like you suddenly get a promotion, or you suddenly get a new job, or there could be instability at work. You want more freedom. You're tired of being tied to a desk. You want a job where you can be out and about. Maybe some type of job that involves technology. But Uranus can also mean change in status, where you go from single to married, or married to single. So whatever it is, Uranus brings freedom. So Uranus is going to break you out of the prison that you've built for yourself. So if you're afraid to move out of a rut, Uranus will help you, especially if it involves work, because I feel like this new moon is speaking to, you have to be more confident in your abilities and claim what you deserve, claim what you're worth, both in relationship and in career. Now the full moon in Aries is going to be supporting you. It's happening in your 3rd and 9th house axis. So the moon will be in the 9th house, and the sun will be in the 3rd house. So these are your travel houses. Something may be coming to completion. Maybe you're finishing up an educational program. Maybe you're dealing with relatives, or something may be coming to culmination with your neighbors, brothers, sisters, relatives. It could also have to do with some type of website or multimedia or media project where you're reaching a global market. You could be finishing up something important in terms of communication, because the 3rd house is communication. Saturn's in the 6th house, so this has been a struggle. This project that you've been working on has been a lot of work, and you feel like it's a thankless job, but it will give you a reward. Don't worry, your hard work will bring rewards. You've got the North Node in Leo in the 1st house, and the moon is trining the North Node, so you're on the right path, even though you feel there's a lot of tension at this full moon, because it may be finishing up, but with Saturn there, it's a T-square, so there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of criticism. You just feel like everything's been a struggle with this project, and it's just been, and you're wondering if it's even worth it. Mars is going through your 7th house, and it's squaring Uranus in your 10th, so business relationships have been tense, to say the least. When Mars and Uranus come together, that's kind of a volatile combination. So you may be like, if someone's been upsetting you in a relationship, and this could be business or personal, you might be ready to just tell them, you know, having to have a really difficult conversation. And so just don't do anything hasty, and bite your tongue, count to 10 before you speak, because the Page of Swords, you know, you may come across harsher than you mean to, and that's not really good for getting people to cooperate. So if you're in a relationship and you're having difficulties, try to speak softly, you know, try to resolve things in a calm way. Don't go over the top and roar, you know, because when a lion doesn't get, when a lion is upset, the jungle knows about it. You know, they roar. So you have to be careful with that combination of Mars and Uranus, that you may go over the top. And don't, you know, and that's also an accident-prone thing. If you have a lot of tension and you're rushing around to get something done, you know, you want to be careful that you don't trip over something, or if you're driving, pay attention to the details. That's what this card is saying. Pay attention to the details, so that you don't break something, or, you know, trip over something, or make a mistake because you're rushing and overlook a detail that could cause problems. But other than that, you have a lot of energy in September with with Aries, with the Ace of Swords in your environment. So you're going to be working hard, but you will get your reward, and you will, at the end, it will be okay. Even though you feel like you've been through the mill to get what you want. This is a wish fulfillment card, so you will, at the end of all your hard work, have the relationship and have the career success. You're due for some career success with the Six of Wands. Even though it's in your negative thinking sector, you're thinking, well, I don't know, all the work I'm doing, it's going to count to nothing and no one's going to like it, or, you know, I'm not going to get any credit for this. You will. You'll be recognized for your contribution. So don't worry. Don't let fear hold you back. Take action. Just make sure if you're signing contracts that you're checking all the details. That's all I have to say. And if you're meeting someone new and you're moving forward in a relationship, it looks good, but again, make sure you know about this person before you commit. Like, take your time. Don't rush into anything. So that's my forecast for Leo for September. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. And if you'd like to have a private reading, just contact me. There's a link in the description box that will take you to my website. And we can be working together. In the meantime, enjoy September, Leo. I hope you enjoyed your summer and your birthday in August. And I'll see you again in October. Okay, thanks. Bye.